Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a story of something which happened last week. ODM party held a retreat in Mombasa, 3-day retreat. And during that retreat, the cabinet secretaries, the ODM experts, attended that retreat. And during that retreat, they discussed the developments within the party. And then something happened which shocked everybody. John Mbadi decided to take Ruth Odinga head on. Because for those who followed that event, Oburu Odinga, who is the party leader, was absent. But during that event, this is what John Mbadi said about Ruth Odinga.
So, my view is that we need to be clear. We need to be sure. How many soldiers are here? How many soldiers are here? Northeastern have been supporting ODM. We have 2 governors today from Northeastern province in ODM, out of 3. This is a national party. ODM does not belong to the Luo community. It does not belong to one community. In fact, ODM does not belong to Siaya, where we have senator trying to fight with the governor. Governor trying to fight the senator. It does not belong to a family. You know, we have a party where someone, because she is sister of a party leader, she thinks she can also order us around. You cannot. We have supported this party. I know Baba has been a very solid leader. We must now manage the transition. Baba is no more. This is post-Raila era. We must be candid, we must be forthright, and we must chart our way forward. You cannot keep us back. Baba said this. Baba did not say this. Where is that Baba now to give us the evidence whether he said or he did not say? He's not there anymore. It's 6 months. Baba did a lot for us. But we also fought for Baba. So if you are Baba's sister, please respect us. If it were not for us, Baba would not be the person he was by the time he was dying. You must know it is your brother who is the party leader. You must know Gladys Wanga is the chairman. You must remember Simba Arati is the deputy party leader. You must know Abdul Somad is the deputy party leader. Hii maneno ya kubembelezana mutaharibu hii chama. And I am speaking to you with love. Without this party you are weakened. Let us remain the way we were. This party, if it is strong, many of you will come back to parliament. Many of you will win back their seats. With a weaker party, it is harder, it is more difficult. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just spoke with love. Let me finish.
And I've talked to so many leaders within ODM party. And most of them believe, I'm talking of Oburu Odinga's camp, most of them believe that whatever Mbadi said about Ruth Odinga is actually what most of ODM leaders are afraid to say. Then Ruth Odinga responded ruthlessly to John Mbadi. Allow me to read for you the response of Ruth Odinga to John Mbadi, just part of it. On the 4th of May, I attended an ODM party retreat in Mombasa that brought together various party organs. Amongst those who attended were 3 out of 5 cabinet secretaries who were reportedly seconded to government by the party as the experts to help in running President William Ruto's government. I attended this largely Linda ground function because I have stated previously, I am neither Linda Wananchi nor Linda ground. I am for one united ODM party, exactly what Raila Odinga left behind. I've not given up yet, and I am not about to do so. I was surprised that when Treasury CS and immediate former ODM chairman John Mbadi rose to speak, he chose to attack me as an Odinga. He said ODM party does not belong to the Odingas, that it is not a family property, and therefore nobody should feel entitled because they carry the Odinga name. He stated further that Raila Odinga was already dead and buried, and even if he was to be alive, he wouldn't do much because he, Mbadi and others have heavily invested in ODM party. I say this was a personal attack because I looked around and I was the only Odingas in the room. My brother, the party leader Oburu Odinga, did not attend the 3-day retreat. Let me at the onset, for the avoidance of doubt, deal with a preliminary issue of the able leadership of Dr. Oburu Odinga. I have enormous respect and admiration for my elder brother, Dr. Oburu Odinga. I have known him all my childhood, almost like a father. I stayed with him as a child, and I know him very well as a man of integrity who shares most of the political philosophy and ideology as our father Jaramogi Odinga and Raila Odinga. But because he's very trusting and caring, some known persons in the party are exploiting these positive traits for their selfish end. Ladies and gentlemen, Mbadi is not just an ordinary Kenyan. Mbadi served ODM as the chairperson for so many years, which means Raila Odinga trusted Mbadi. Not only that, Mbadi was appointed to the Ministry of Treasury as a result of Raila Odinga's secondment. And therefore, what Mbadi stated is probably something which the ODM party might have discussed silently. Allow me to take you back a bit, because in this video, I want to reveal to you guys why Mbadi had to say whatever he said.
Let me be candid. I know, and I agree with my colleagues, that we have been called upon to speak freely and honestly. Let me tell you, the problem which is going to hit ODM is not the splinter group. It is you. It is me who is here and is not sure where you want to go. We have many of you here who are not sure whether to join the so-called Linda Wananchi or to remain here and support the mainstream ODM. And you come here and you pretend that you want ODM to be united. I have been around for a while. I did not start politics with ODM. I have been around from the time we had a party called Ford. I have been around when it became Ford Kenya. I have been around when we formed the NDP. I have been around when we formed the LDP. I have been around when we went into NAC. I have been around when we formed ODM. There is no single time when you see people who have made a resolve to divide the party and they stay in the party. It is impossible. Let us not pretend. Let us see how to get the best out of this party. Give me any example. When people decided to divide Ford, attempts were made. Elders met. Leaders met. They still went. Shikuku went. Matiba went. They left. When people decided to divide Ford Kenya, they left. You cannot bring them back. When someone takes a microphone and says that he is acting party leader, that is not a person who will come back to the mainstream party. You are pretending, you are lying to yourself. Let us see how we can help the mainstream ODM solidify across the country so that we go into next year when we are strong. How many secretary generals have announced that they have left the party and they have come back? A secretary general who has stood and said that he cannot work with the party leader should look for another secretary general. And then you sit here and pretend that we will bring those people. Bringing them to where? My friends, me, I don't sit in parties where people pretend. Let us be frank, candid with each other. If you are afraid, kama nyinyi ni waoga, wacheni viti zenyu, watu wengine waingie, tuendeshe hii chama tuendelee mbele.
When Raila Odinga passed on, Oburu Odinga was appointed as the acting party leader. Ruth Odinga appointed herself, Ruth Odinga, as Raila Odinga's personal. Ruth Odinga appointed herself as Oburu Odinga's personal assistant. The first 1, 2, 3 meetings which were held, including the Central Management Committee of ODM, Ruth Odinga was personally present in those meetings. She was not as a participant, but she decided to hide behind being a personal assistant. Then, as Oburu Odinga grew, I think some internal Odinga war emerged. And Oburu Odinga then picked the brother, not really the brother, the son, to be the PA, Elijah. And that's how Ruth Odinga was kicked out. And it meant, therefore, that Ruth Odinga could not access some of these meetings. That's where Ruth Odinga's problem began. But why would Mbadi speak the way he spoke? Number one, I think it's because of Ruth Odinga's failure to declare her stand. You see, sometimes it's good to take a stand. And I'm 100% sure, even Linda Wananchi are not happy with Ruth Odinga. Sometimes you need to make your stand known. If you are not Linda Ground and you are not Linda Wananchi, why attend Linda Ground event? Why attend Linda Wananchi event? You must draw the line. If you are not in either of those, you just need to stick by avoiding them. But Ruth Odinga always wants to attend this ODM Linda Grounds meeting, then comes out and start posting whatever she's been posting. I think that is what annoyed these people. Number two, and this is something which most people have been asking, Ruth Odinga has failed to support the brother as the party leader. And sometimes I look at this, and I was telling someone that, the Odinga family will lose the grip of the ODM party. And that's why sometimes I support the move or the push by Aladwa to have Winnie Odinga as one of the deputy party leader. Because tomorrow, at Oburu Odinga's age, and remember he was just sick the other day, what if something happens to him? Ruth Odinga will not be anywhere. Nobody will consider her. So I think the failure by Ruth to support the brother is something which she will live to regret. Because remember, ODM is now divided. Sifuna is on the other side. Oburu is on this other side. Sifuna has made it very clear that he cannot work with Oburu. And that's exactly what Mbadi was trying to point out. And importantly, there is always this entitlement of the Odingas. If you've worked within ODM party, you'll understand. Those who have not worked with ODM cannot understand. I'm not talking of Ruth, I'm not talking of Winnie, I'm not talking of Junior. The Odingas are everywhere. You even come to Kisumu County Assembly here. They feel entitled. And of course you understand the brother was bigger than ODM party. And of course there's no way you can dissociate ODM from Raila. But they had that entitlement mentality. So that, for example, if you are not working, if you are not in good terms with Winnie, there's no way you can work with the secretariat. And at some point, it reached a point where now they were even calling shots. Some of them not known here, because for me, I worked with them. Yeah, so there has always been that. And importantly, there is this post-Oburu Odinga politics. I think some people have sat down and calculated the years Oburu Odinga is left with on this earth. I think so. And they are scheming, which is dangerous. So for me, Edwin Sifuna has made the right choice or the right decision to declare his stand. The next thing he should do is to just leave ODM and go with the wing he's going with. Because this ODM here and with the jokes they are playing is going to die. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Till next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.